Well, it's 17 helmets down and lucky 13 more to go as 30 teams in 30 days keeps rolling right along. This Sunday night, now time to turn our attention to them Satsuma Gators. Hi everyone, I'm Fox 10 Sports anchor Simone Eli, giving a lot of love to high school football this spring practice season. When you think about football in Satsuma, well, it's been rough lately. The Gators haven't made the playoffs in 7 years, and during that time they've averaged about 2 wins a season. Now, recently I sat down with soon-to-be seniors Reed Riles and Dylan Bell, as well as head coach Scott Riles, to talk about the spring season and what it's going to take to turn things around in Gator country. Here's our conversation. It's 30 teams in 30 days. It's not easy to turn a program around in a day. And last year was your first season, 3-7 in 5A, a very, very hard classification.
Yes.
Now, with the new alignment, dropping down to 4A, that has to be helpful. Talk about how that is going to be to your benefit.
Okay, well, we do not have to play Demopolis and Jackson and Saraland, some of the very outstanding 5A teams. It's still going to be tough. UMS Wright's always, as long as I can remember, has been one of the top teams in the state. 4A, and of course they are in our region. Thomasville is always very good. W.S. Neal, I mean, we really pick up some quality opponent.
That 5A was tough last year. We had Jackson, Demopolis, Saraland, all those teams were in there. They're pretty good. Going down to 4A is going to help us a lot. Not saying they're not good teams, they're really good teams, but just the size of the schools will really help us maybe make a shot to run the playoffs.
It helps us a little bit more apples to apples, so to speak. We were really just kind of outnumbered in some of the games. Our kids played hard, we fought hard. We actually had some real good things, you know, that we'd put a good drive together or something, but we just couldn't really sustain it. So I think it will help us tremendously dropping into 4, mainly because that suits our numbers better, you know.
I believe it's gonna just help us out a lot, and like we have a much better chance of just getting some wins.
How important is spring practice?
Spring is pretty important. It's pretty much what gets you in shape for the upcoming season, so that you can perform to your fullest, I guess. And so I guess spring is what's pretty important for us to just play to our best.
It's very exciting for us as coaches, because we've been doing all our off-season program and working out. So from the coaching side, we're very excited to get the kids out there and get them practicing and get to see some reps and see who's really improved and who hadn't.
We need to get our offense going a little bit more. That was our first year last year, so at Satsuma. So I think we can get, now that our offense is in, we'll have a little bit more success.
And I believe our players are excited because we put in a lot of time in the off season. We had 6 o'clock early morning workouts and also our 7th period. So we've done a lot to help get better and prepare us for the season.
All right, well, last year's numbers pretty much tell the story of what's been happening lately in Satsuma. The Gators were 3-7, and for points for and against, well, they're actually worse than the record. Now, the Gators have only won 17 games in the last 7 years, so making the playoffs hasn't really been part of the conversation recently in Satsuma. Coach Riles certainly hoping to change that. All right, got a good one for you tomorrow night. I'll profile the school with the longest active playoff streak in this area. Let's hear it for the UMS Wright Bulldogs. Terry Curtis and state titles go together like chicken and dumplings. The Crimson and Gray tomorrow night at 9.